Hey y'all, so we're packing as you can see, and I am going to see if I can get everything in this duffel and this bag. Hey babes, welcome or welcome back. If this is your first time to the channel, my name is Daisha and I help you take a mindful approach to wellness. This video is going to be a little bit different because life came at me real fast. So let's get into it. So as you may or may not know, I am a nurse and have been a travel nurse for over the last 10 years. However, this is me packing for my very first nursing strike. And this is a little bit different because strikes move much faster. You have about 48 hours to agree to being away from home for at least 10 days, and you really don't know what to expect. I didn't receive my flight information until Sunday in the middle of church service, hence me packing in my church clothes to fly out on Monday morning. Yes, the next day. So I had to get moving. So I'm trying to pack for any little thing that may come my way. Clothes for work, clothes for play, and clothes for fitness, as well as preparing and packing healthy snacks for the plane and for the shifts that I'll have to work. Just trying to make sure that I have all of my basics and day-to-day necessities. So follow me along in this mini vlog while I practice what I preach, doing my best in honoring my 4 pillars of wellness in the area of nutrition, movement, mindfulness, and rest, while also remembering to enjoy myself, trying to squeeze in a little bit of a mini vacation, and giving myself grace when things didn't always work out according to plan. All right, guys, we did it. I made it work. I packed everything in my figs bag, and those are the clothes I'm gonna wear to the airport tomorrow, and that's my personal item. Let's go. So it was a game changer when I found out you can bring your own food to the airport. So this time I made sure I was prepared Patty, okay? I was not going to be spending $58 at the airport for a bottle of water and a granola bar. So let's board, finish breakfast, and head to my favorite place on earth, California. So it didn't occur to me that it would be a ton of nurses, y'all. Like, they literally had to staff pretty much the whole hospital. So they picked us up in buses and took us to our destination so that we can check in, get verified, get our hotel assignments, and pretty much start this journey. At this point, I still really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what shift I was going to be working. I did not know who all was there. I really didn't know how things were going to run, if they were going to feed us, what times we would have to show up for anything. I just knew what hotel I was in at this point. I have been a night shift nurse for the past 10 years, so I automatically assumed that naturally I was going to be on night shift. But my entire world was rocked when I read the email and saw that I was going to be on day shift and that I had to be ready by 4:30 a.m. each morning. Since I still didn't have any clue of how things were going to go at this point or what shift I was even on, I knew I wanted to take any free or available time to make sure I hit the gym. It also took me a while to realize that I didn't have a microwave, so I was also trying to figure out how I was going to prepare meals to carry me through. I also used this time to lay out and organize all of the food items that I brought with me from home, and I decided that I wanted to continue to drink my green juice every morning as well as have my bone broth. So I knew I would still have to stop at the grocery store at some point to get my green juice and find some other items that aligned with my goals that I didn't necessarily need a microwave for. And I'm so happy that I did this because they only ended up feeding us lunch. Now, don't get me wrong, the lunches were great portion sizes and they usually included a protein, a carb, and a salad. However, they weren't always to my standards, and I am not going to consume a bunch of carbs for no reason. So I was very happy that I brought my own things along with me as a backup. I brought my own trail mix, my own coffee, beef sticks, cans of tuna, hydration packets, energy bars, and as you already saw, I hard-boiled a dozen eggs just so I could have those with me. So as you can see, this gym was very cute. It had pretty much everything that I needed. However, it was quite small, and every single day that I went, other than at 6 p.m., it was absolutely packed. You can tell it was a hotel full of nurses. Like every corner was filled. Hence why I really couldn't get any footage other than this day. I ended the night with room service. I got a lettuce wrapped Wagyu burger and some fries, and I decided to chill. The next morning before orientation, I was able to squeeze in a workout. Literally, this is me in the corner trying to get something done because everybody was taking up space. So to my surprise, my former work boo was here. And this is where the fun began. My friend and I went to Culver City. She wanted to check out a bookstore, so I decided to tag along. And on the way, I saw the infamous Erewhon, so I wanted to go inside and see what the hype was. Very pretty, but very expensive. So we looped in and we looped right back out. We went here for lunch and went to a restaurant called Bang Bang Noodles. It was pretty good. I did not eat all of the noodles because I did not need all of that dough, but the beef was very good, and so was the onion cake. We continued to get our steps in and made it to the bookstore. It was called The Ripped Bodice. It was super cute. It was a romantic bookstore, literally. We browsed, bought books, and even had a little mini photo shoot. When I say this was a little vacation, honey, this was a little vacation. We stopped and got some ice cream. It was so good, y'all. Thank you. Say cheese. Well, not cheese, but it's a video. Now that I know what I know, I'm so happy we were able to take this time and I was able to get some steps in, because once those shifts started, honey, it was literally in and out of the bed. So before we called our Lyft, I decided to grab a few things from Trader Joe's, and I had these in the room so that I can have different things to eat if I needed them, as well as to take to work. The next morning, I made sure to get a workout in, and I had an amazing egg white omelet with only a third of those potatoes. We knew we wanted to do a beach day and dinner, so we tried to knock out both. And of course, it was cold. I feel like every time I'm in California at the beach, it's freezing. So we decided to go up on the pier and we found this aquarium inside, which was really nice to see some aquatic life.
Really good. Really cute. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
We enjoyed an amazing dinner at the Strand House, which was a beachfront restaurant, but it was too overcast to even see anything. I did get a margarita. We shared the clam chowder and the Brussels sprouts, and we both got the branzino. So I didn't find out that I was on day shift until right before dinner. So the next morning I was up at 3 something getting ready because I had to be in the lobby by 4:15. And this is pretty much where the recording ended because child, they worked us to death. So much for Holiday May, right? But I give myself some grace, especially because I averaged about 8 to 12,000 steps per shift. And this is pretty much where the content ends, right where it started, because between waking up at 4 a.m. every morning and being worked to death for 5 12-hour shifts, you're lucky you got day 5's lunch. And I did not finish all of that mac and cheese because it wasn't even good. But we made it to the end. I got off the bus and headed to the airport. I decided to celebrate the completion with one last margarita, and I had a burger from which I removed the bun and only ate a third of the fries. Had Greek yogurt and some fruit and bacon for breakfast before my next flight, and we made it back home to prepare to reset. Stay tuned for my next video where I show you how I get back on track after having a week such as this.